Will we be seeing Chad Gable versus Uncle Howdy at SummerSlam? Well, the honest answer is I don't know. I hope so. But I don't think it's essential that it has to be at SummerSlam. I do feel like for a character like Uncle Howdy, the big stage of SummerSlam at this point just makes a lot of sense. Bray Wyatt debuted two of his most famous personas at SummerSlam, and for that reason, I feel like a lot of fans are looking at SummerSlam as a full circle and WWE allowing Howdy to do the same. He still hasn't wrestled a match yet. And much like a parallel to The Fiend, Uncle Howdy hasn't wrestled a match heading into SummerSlam. We don't know his theme song, we haven't seen the full entrance yet, and of course we don't know if Sister Abigail is his finishing move or not. We don't know if there's another move that Howdy will use yet. We don't even know really if Uncle Howdy will wrestle or it will just be Bo Dallas. That's another question that needs to be answered. And then what about the other members of the Wyatt Sicks? One of the other options is that they wrestle a match. There are 3 men and 1 woman in this team apart from Uncle Howdy. And there are the Creed brothers with Chad Gable. We don't know if Ivy Nile's joining. We assume she's going to. But you can do a 6-man tag or an 8-person tag. That's perfectly fine. And it might solve one of the big issues between the Wyatt Sicks and Creed Brothers and Chad Gable storyline, that if they have a match at SummerSlam, that going into it, booking-wise, might be an issue. Chad Gable and the Creeds are brand new. They're a brand new faction. They haven't worked together yet. They need a win to establish themselves. But so do the Wyatt Sicks. The Wyatt Sicks is still a brand new group that has never wrestled a match in WWE together yet, and they need a win for momentum. The members of the Wyatt Sicks are just that, just members. If they lost a match, it would establish the fact they're not invincible monsters with supernatural powers, and that is one of the obstacles when booking a faction like this. It would benefit Chad Gable and the Creed brothers to get that early win, and then obviously establishes Howdy when Howdy eventually beats Chad Gable whenever they have their match. So there is that theoretical, logical approach out of it. I don't really like it, but that's a logical approach. As things currently stand, there is a very loaded, stacked card for SummerSlam. And one of the big things I've seen a lot of people say is there just isn't room on the SummerSlam card for another match between Chad Gable and Uncle Howdy. And on the surface of it, with what we've seen in WWE recently, I would agree. Typically, they go for like 5 matches. We're well above that. I think right now we're 7. And is there room? Well, the honest answer is yes, because SummerSlam is a Big 4 show. Typically, WWE book the Big 4 shows longer with more matches and stuff. And this doesn't need to be a 30-minute banger of a match. This is Uncle Howdy versus Chad Gable, much like The Fiend versus Finn Balor. People aren't watching it for rest holds and stuff like that. They want to see a 5-minute squash. That's what the match itself needs to be. Maybe 10 minutes for the entrances and promo video and stuff like that. 15 minutes tops for the entire thing. Again, a parallel to The Fiend Bray Wyatt versus Finn Balor at SummerSlam. As long as WWE establish this is Bo Dallas's OMG entrance as Uncle Howdy, here is Bo Dallas ring entrance, here is him taking off the jacket, here is him doing his taunt, this is him wrestling a match, and some of the dastardly moves that a character like Uncle Howdy will perform, I feel like the vast majority of people at that point would be satisfied. And you can then create the next story, potentially the 6-man tag for the next premium live event, or even on a Raw or whatever in the future. And you can do that down the line. And yes, there will be people that give it 1 star, and that's fine, because the genuine truth, those people would give it 1 star if the match was 4.5 hours long, because they're always going to give it 1 star. Do you know what I mean? Now, I alluded to it at the start of the video. I don't believe that SummerSlam is do or die and that Wyatt Sicks versus Chad Gable and the Creeds or whatever incarnation of the match you do has to be at SummerSlam. I don't believe that. If WWE was to opt to do a match of this kind on Raw this coming week, or even the week after SummerSlam, I don't think you're going to get too many people upset about it. Do you know what I mean? But I will say that I read the comment sections, I see social media, and while I love this stuff and I love the journey to get to stuff, and I'm an exception for that, I do see what you guys say. And I know there are a lot of people that have followed this story that love the Wyatt Sicks, and they just now want to see them wrestle. We've watched the tapes, we've watched the story, we've now seen a wrestling move. The next step up that ladder is to wrestle a match. So I do feel like it's in the best interest of WWE to actually capitalize on that and actually do it, simply because you don't want to lose people. But what do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. Are we going to get a tag match? Are we going to get a one-on-one match? Are we going to get a match at all at SummerSlam? Do you think it might be on the Raw after SummerSlam? Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, like the video, share the video so your friends can find it and come and have their say. And I'll see you as always next time. Peace!